Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about the Republican primary debates. And we're going to talk about who won the debate. When people talk and they, answer that question, well, who do you think won the debate? There's a couple of different ways people answer it. Some people, they look to specific policy ideas. And they say, well, I like these ideas the best, right? So the Republican Party, that's probably not the case here. Then you have political strategists. When they talk about it, it boils down to who made the most noise, who got the most attention. Good or bad, that name recognition this early on, that's the important part. And they'll say that somebody won based on that. Some people would try to guess whose answers resonated the most with the potential voters. It's another way to do it. In this debate, it's actually really simple to see who won. At one point, the moderators asked the candidates, said, raise your hand if you believe in human-caused climate change, or something to that effect. Nobody did. Nobody did. Now, granted, one of the candidates interrupted the moderator and kind of threw things off. But none of them, when asked that question, instinctively raised their hand. Not a single one. Some later went on to give incredibly weak answers. Well, our carbon footprint has been cut by this much, but it's really, one of those other countries. They're the real problem. Okay, so all that says is that you don't think the United States should lead. It's not really a solid answer. But at the end of this, that picture where none of them raised their hand, that footage where that question gets asked and none of them instinctively just raised their hand, of course I believe that. What that clearly shows is that there wasn't a candidate on that stage ready to address the biggest challenge the United States is going to face in our lifetimes. Not one of them. Not a single person instinctively raised their hand to that very simple question. It wasn't even, hey, do you have like a really good plan to deal with this? Do you believe in it? And nobody was like, yeah, of course I do. Nobody instinctively responded to that because they're trying to put out talking points. If they cannot, in an early primary debate, establish that they have a plan for this, they don't. Which means any of them that get elected, it's basically electing somebody who isn't going to do anything. If one of them gets elected now, it is guaranteed that for 4 years, in the greatest challenge this world is going to face in our lifetimes, the U.S. is going to do nothing. That's the message. That's the key message. It's really the only one that matters. Because if somebody isn't up to that task, they're not fit to be in that office, period. That needs to be the single question. If you can't get this right, no go. You don't pass this part of the show. You don't move to the next phase. Given that as the response from all of them, it cast doubt on the entire Republican Party. Not a single one of them instinctively raised their hand. Now, it is worth noting that there was a commercial break after two people basically saying they don't believe in it and two people giving very lukewarm answers. There was a commercial break and nobody else got to answer because, really good moderating. But But when you take all of this into account, the winner of that debate is clear. It's Joe Biden. Because for those people under 30, those people who are going to have to live with the consequences, out of the people that are likely to be able to run, who are going to be in a position to do something, he's apparently the only one that has a plan. Because nobody in the Republican Party on that stage raised their hand. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.